Once you have been granted the report editor status, you will see a new editor menu at the top of the page. The new input page lets editors create inputs for report forms. Editors can create text inputs, check boxes, and select menus from this page. The description field becomes the inline documentation for this input. The View Inputs page lets editors browse and edit existing inputs. The new Query page lets editors construct SQL by processing form input parameters in JavaScript. Doug's SQL Builder class was ported from Java to JavaScript, which largely lets us copy and paste the query construction code from online reports into Pepe with only a small amount of changes to make it functioning JavaScript. All an editor has to do is make sure that the SQL ends up in the SQL variable and the platform does the rest. The View Queries page lets editors browse, edit, and delete queries. Editors can also view the output fields that are mapped to the queries from this page. The View Fields by Query page lets editors manage the query field mapping. The new Form page lets editors name their reports and define the URL slug that will be used to access the report. The description becomes the inline documentation for the report. Leaving a report disabled allows you to write and test the report before end users can access it. Checking Use ACL indicates that only select people are going to be able to use this report. The View Forms page lets editors view and test the reports. At the bottom of the page, editors can assign the mapping of a report form to a query. The View Inputs by Form page lets editors browse and edit the report form input mapping. They can choose which inputs belong on the form and what order they should appear in. The Debug Query page lets an editor test the SQL constructing JavaScript. The error messages line up with the source code on this page to simplify tracking down issues. The Debug Form page lets the editor test the report while it is still disabled and hidden from end users. The New Field page lets editors define new output fields that can map to queries. The alias maps to the query select alias and the label becomes the heading in the report output. The data type provides hints for formatting and the description becomes the inline documentation for the output field. The View Fields page lets editors browse, edit, and delete output fields. Groupings are used to organize related reports together in the report index. The View Forms by Grouping page lets editors add and remove reports to groupings. Key Performance Indicators, or KPIs, are small discrete data sets that get used in dashboard widgets. Typically the SQL is written such that it returns JSON, but it doesn't have to be done that way. It just simplifies the work needed in the dashboard widget to consume the data. KPIs need to be very fast queries as they get automatically refreshed every 5 to 10 minutes. The View KPIs page lets editors browse, edit, and delete KPIs. Editors can also manually refresh KPIs from here. Editors create dashboard widgets using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Editors can template and KPI data by using pound, select alias, pound, in their JavaScript. The View Widgets page lets editors browse, edit, and delete dashboard widgets. Editors can also view and map KPIs to widgets from here. The View KPIs by Widget page lets editors view and edit a KPI widget mapping.